What is hot when you are HRny but isn't when you are not? Moaning when I am not HR and why it's just annoying as fuck. Dirty talk. When you are not HRny it's just awkward. Being pinned down. Being scratched. My ex-girlfriend used to dig her nails into my back when I was on top of her and I really liked it. One time she did it when we were in the movies and I screamed so loud it hurt like hell. Imagine how Homer Simpson reacted when Bart broke a chair on his back. Hair pulling. Imagine your SO just pulls your hair while you are in line at the DMV or something. Bodily fluids.
What is a dark secret that you have? Summer camp. I was 13/14 years old. 7 days no poop. In the middle of the 8th night I wake up because I'm exploding. I don't reach the bathroom on time, so I pooped almost everywhere while running. I reached the bathroom, washed and then went back to my tent to sleep. The next day everyone thought an animal like a bear or deer had entered the camp and shit everywhere. No one ever found out that the bear was me. My maternal grandmother, who recently died, murdered at least one of her husbands for his money, and possibly more, because she had several who died under mysterious circumstances. She was never convicted, but the dude died from rare earth metal poisoning that developed from years of eating tainted food. She cooked every single one of his meals during that period of time. Notably, she did not get poisoned herself.
What are some truths some parents refuse to accept? Your child's mental health doesn't care about your worries of looking like a bad parent if you get them help. It will continue to get worse the longer you neglect them. That you are responsible for your kids. Yes, you need to feed them, clothe them, provide shelter, love them, etc. It's amazing how many parents don't want to do some of those or feel like it's a burden to do those. The older your children get, the more autonomy you need to grant them. There's a time when you need to let your kids make mistakes so they can learn from them. Life is pretty short, so if they have a goal, let them go for it. That you don't get to relive your life through them.
Hey Reddit, what's the worst present you've received, given, or have heard of being given? My brother gave me a used puzzle. It was missing pieces, had wads of hair, a screw and a penny. I put it together, mounted it, and regifted it to him the following year. A mankini. It was also too big, so my shit was chillin' there like the last fry in a McDonald's bag. Stepmom's mother gave me a mug that said "to a wonderful mother" and had a personalized note from one of her other daughters in the mug. I'm Molly and have no children. She regifted a Mother's Day present from one of her kids that she never even opened. So a few years ago, I'm making good money, and I buy my younger brother a brand new PS3 with a couple of games. He's going to love it. Not knowing that I was getting him this gift, and also not having much money, decided to give me a prank gift. He got me a box of chocolates, but instead of chocolates, it was stuffed full of gravel and cat shit.
What isn't taught in schools that absolutely should be? Everyone needs to take a class on internet skepticism, distinguishing real news from fake news, not falling for scams, the trappings of hate groups, etc. Nutrition. Basic health. Exercise, not sports. Hygiene. Economics and statistics. Both necessary for a well-informed citizenry, the basis for a democracy. Self-defense, conversation skills, financial advices, recent political studies, basic information about how to get jobs. Personal finances. Something along the lines of moral exploration. Making students go through specific situations to help them understand someone else's point of view, how to treat others, humility. Something like that.
What tastes good hot and cold? Coffee. Cold meaning iced coffee, not hot coffee that's been sitting out. Caramel. Definitely brownies and other cakes. Chocolate chip cookies. Bread. Chocolate. Pie. Donuts. Sandwiches.
What's a if-get up fact you just can't believe is true? In Honduras, the sister of the president sold medicine to their National Health Service. The medicine turned out to be flour and 3,000 people died. The president was later re-elected and backed by the U.S., despite his brother Tony being convicted of mass narco-trafficking in the U.S. The Taylor oil spill. So far, it's leaked over 1 million gallons of oil into the Gulf of Mexico. It started leaking in 2004, before Deepwater Horizon, and is still leaking oil into the Gulf today. Next to nothing being done about it. The X-ray machine is largely responsible for the child protective movement. In the 40s and 50s, cases for shaken baby syndrome were noticed, causing a large push in child protection. You are more likely to be bitten by a New Yorker than a shark. What is something that bothers you more than it should? When people stand in the middle of the grocery aisle talking and won't move. When my boss tells me to do something I was literally just about to do. Chewed gum, left for dead in a drinking fountain or urinal. When people eat with their mouth open. Things close to the edge of the table. When people that do really shitty things get away with it and get to continue living their best lives without anyone knowing what pieces of human trash they really are. Especially those with public-facing jobs. Wet clothes, especially socks, I can't do it, gives me the ick. What instance from your past immediately makes you cringe when thinking about it? That time in high school English I forgot where I was for a second and let out a gigantic loud fart during silent reading time. When my ex-boyfriend was clearly cheating on me and was trying to ghost our 3-year relationship without officially breaking up, and I kept sending him gifts in the mail from Amazon so maybe he'd call and say, "Thank you for the Z's, I miss you." I had never had my heart broken before, and hung on to hope for as long as possible with that one. It's a sad cringe. At the local water park, I grabbed this little girl with arm floaties when she came down the water slide, as it looked as though she was struggling. I then put her on my hip and asked if she was all right. To which she replied, "Put me down." I'm 16. One time I was sleeping at a friend's house, and we went out to get ice cream and the mom asked me what flavor I wanted, and I said Vegina instead of vanilla. When I used to talk to people with smelly breath. Somehow I got diabetes and epilepsy mixed up in my head as a teenager and tried to tell this guy he was wrong about what condition his sister had. This was 30 years ago, and I still cringe when thinking about it.
People who shove their school papers in their backpack with no folder or binder, where are you now? Around 4 years out of college as a full-time software developer. Not a piece of paper in sight, it's perfect. Finding out about ADHD. Studying engineering, I'm still unorganized, LMAO. On Reddit, I'm a teacher. Working a job that requires me to organize other people's work. It's like imposter syndrome on steroids. I am actually not in prison yet. In trouble with the taxman. I cry a lot.